Wow.
Yo, what's happening? John Fitch here. And we got Nuke in the house. We got some other guys. Straggling might show up. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna talk today about women, the women, and whether or not are they the main character. And I also want to add is it any different than how things have always been? On top of that,
That's the question.
What's your take?
Well,
First, what started us was the video of the girls dancing at is it a gas station? I didn't understand the big deal.
It was a gas station. I guess maybe they were like it was a big sorority going somewhere or something, and they just started playing music, and all the girls started dancing, having a good time. They looked like it was kind of cringe, right? But just what do you expect from college girls? You expect college girls to be coordinated, happy, do it like being perfect, dancing perfectly. I don't know, so.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole hoopla. What the big deal was. I noticed there weren't a bunch of fat chicks, so that was like a plus.
Yeah, that's nice. It's always a bonus.
Sometimes people are just trying to find something to be upset about, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically what happened. It was just that's it. It was just, and then I don't know if you've noticed, John, like the college blondes, the sororities, they're like a proxy for I don't want to bring up the word, certain type of hate that is based on the melanin levels on your skin. It's always been like that, right? Every year a video like this gets dropped. It's like what's old is new again, and then people have a reaction to it. But now it's not about that so much. It's more about men versus women. And I think to a lot of guys, it looks like this is like a victory lap for women, right? Where like a lot of guys, they're not going to college, they're not excelling in life. And these girls,
it depends on your definition of excelling in life, because
right.
Yeah.
But let's talk about like the bottom 30% of guys that see this, that are in their basement or playing video games all day, or just not doing it. Hey, what's up, Paul? Not doing much in life, and it's just like this is to them is like, oh, the girls are winning so much. They're just dancing on the grave of my dreams. I'm never gonna get a girl like that.
Man, that's such a dark place to like be in, to think that you're watching some college chicks who are out doing some like fun festival thing type whatever, just going and have a dance, and you're like, oh my god, they're making fun of me for being a loser.
This is the fall of Western society right here. Girls dancing.
It's the end.
It's the worst.
They weren't blocking traffic. Were they disrupting business? Like I really had to look at it a bunch of times, and I couldn't still figure out why anybody gave a shit.
Well, wherever 30 hot chicks go, they'll never disrupt business. They'll only bring more business, which is why there's ladies' night for a reason. Like anywhere you go, I don't care if it's maybe in like a blue collar, like a steel mill. If you had 30 hot chicks, it wouldn't be safe. Like a gas station. If I was a gas station owner, I'd be like, bring the bitches, bring them on. I need business.
I work.
Can we get more bitches, please?
Yeah, I work at
order the bitches
in nightclubs and stuff. And that was a thing. There were girls who were paid to come to the club. Like they would have hot chicks. They paid. They pay like 10 hot chicks to come and be at the club and have fun and dance and be fun.
Isn't that Mike Sartain's like whole business model? He brings
it works. Like it works. Like you would have people come in, like the girls would be there. People wouldn't know that those girls were paid to be there, but they're just there to be friendly and fun and happy and dance, and that was their job. They got paid to do it. They got free drinks, and it definitely brought in more business.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why they have ladies' night.
Yeah.
We used to have when I was in the Navy, every Wednesday night down in Tijuana, it was college night, and it was basically like girls drank free, and so like all the underage college girls would go down to Tijuana and get blasted. It was awesome.
Sorry, they were dancing on our graves.
I shared one of those videos on Facebook, and it blew up on Facebook, and just the comments were so random, Like, and my only comment at the top was like, look at all those giant mugs, right? That was what I was pointing out. That they all had the
They all
Stanley
have
mugs.
the same Stanley cup. You know what?
Yeah.
Screw. I've got is this the Yeti. I've got the Yeti cup.
Oh,
right?
that's not the Stanley though. You know,
Yeti's better. And I got them all beat too. I got this new gift.
I've got a Rule Zero mug.
That's pretty nice. This is my new Yeti mug.
Oh, nice.
I think I can fill this with coffee and then I won't have to go back. It's pretty nice. It's nice. It's got a magnet for the lid, so I won't lose the lid. It sticks right on.
But John, can you dance to that? Can you dance?
I could dance with this.
We're going to see a demonstration today.
I could use it as a bludgeoning weapon, also, I believe.
Oh,
And
that's
I could take out some hostiles pretty easily with that. Do you see my new? It's not a Stanley, it's a Yeti. My new mug.
Yeah.
One thing.
Start selling to women so they can stay in business.
One of the common themes in the comments that I saw in the videos when I posted on Facebook was guys were like, when a girl says, "You'll never find a girl like me," and literally there's like hundreds of girls there dancing with the same fucking Stanley cup. You know, it's like they're all NPCs. They're all the girls are the same, and there's a million of them.
And it explains why girls are so like the marketing thing for women. Like if 5 women buy Stanley cups, and that means 100 of them will. So
no, yeah, and that's like that's a big issue. So my girl, looks at her social media stuff and the shit that she gets fed. She starts showing me the stuff she gets fed. It's crazy because she starts asking me. She's like, "Do I need that? Do I need to start doing that? Do I need to like take these products and do these things?" I'm like, "No, like stop watching that stuff. Stop scrolling. It's just marketing." I think, man, a lot of these women do these things just because other women are doing them. The Botox stuff, the dead face, all the injections and the surgeries,
the Ozempic, whatever you call it,
even the BBLs.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video where they're interviewing guys and they're saying like, what kind of body type do you like, or what girls would you like? And the guys weren't into the BBL. They really weren't. They generally
just said natural, like not fat. They probably said just not fat.
yeah. They just did, man. They just wanted not fat. Like that was like the biggest thing. Like the guys were pretty easy, but all these women were like, "Oh no, they're lying. They're lying. They're not telling the truth. They want this." And I'm like, "No, I think this is just like some kind of weird intersexual competition between the women."
Yeah.
It's like you're not all that. Your butt's not as big as mine. Look at this.
I can get the millionaire to pump and dump me in his car faster than you can. Look at me.
But he's gonna do that with the girl that doesn't have the big.
Yeah, he's gonna do it with all of them.
Yeah, he does it with all of them. So like you went all through all this, you risked your life, you spent all this money to do something that you could have done for free.
You know, Jack Napier and I were talking about BBLs once. It's like, what's the point when squats exist? You know, squats exist.
It takes work.
Even this is a good point too, right? Squats exist, like Romanian deadlifts exist, but girls do the hip thruster movement. Like I was reading this article talking about they did a study of like volume increase on your butt from squats versus the other exercises versus the hip thrusts. Hip thrusts were insufficient, but you go to the gym, all the chicks are doing the hip thruster movement.
Yeah,
like
on the
no male bodybuilder does them. Not a single male bodybuilder who competes in Mr. Universe does hip thrusters to build his ass muscles up.
No range of motion.
All the women do it. All the women swear by it. It's a selling market. They've been marketed this thing like, oh, this will build your butt better. It doesn't. But you go to a girl and you tell her that, they'll argue with you.
Yeah. It's definitely an intersexual competition. They all just trying to get a little bit more. And when the girls get that stuff, they're not trying to like transform their life. They're trying to get like 5% more attention. They're trying to climb up the ladder because some other girl somewhere told them, hey, if they did this, you would be able to have a lifestyle, right? Of this woman that did do it. And then they did it. And then it's just the same guys are still hitting on them. the guys that they want still ignore them, and that's a very sad place to be. You traveled 3,000 miles to Dominican Republic to get a sketchy surgery, but you have a 1 in 3,000 chance of dying. Matter of fact, you have a higher chance, almost twice the chance of dying from a BBL than childbirth, as of today. So,
wild.
So yeah, you see the girls are like, I don't want to have a child, that's dangerous. But then they'll go fly to Dominican Republic for a sketch doctor, and then they'll end up missing a liver too, or a kidney. And it's just like, why do we have to take them seriously at this point? And that's like part of the video is just like, don't take these chicks seriously. They're just having fun, right? No. They don't know what they're doing. Let them dance offbeat. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
That's speaking of them having fun. That's another thing I didn't quite understand with some of the comments. It was like, why would you want to date a boring chick? Like, do you guys all why do you hate fun? You know, dancing's fun, man. Try it sometime. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, I do it every Wednesday when I can. I go out and have a couple margarita and I go dance all night. So
yeah, how's your Weatherall, Mr. Weatherall dance? That's the line dance they were doing.
Oh, that's always been around since I was a kid.
That line dancing.
No, the what was it? The song they were playing,
Mr. Weatherall.
Yeah, that's always been around, and I think now I have a question for you guys, because this isn't only the girls dancing. There's other videos of women just having a nice life or just enjoying themselves, and guys are still, and some girls too. You know, some girls are haters. The video with the girls doing the line dancing got a lot less hate, right? And why do you think that is? Like, let's play devil's advocate here. Why do you think the girl, the gas station video, everyone was like, people say it's like a racial thing. I don't know if okay, we're 14 minutes in. People say it's a racial thing, but I'm not convinced.
I saw the Kill the Party account on Twitter. He said that. He was like, people are only upset because they're appropriating Black culture or something. I was like, I'm not seeing that, but
yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
People dig deep for shit like that. Though,
you know? Junior high, we had the electric slide. The electric slide popped on. All the girls would go out. You know, I remember for 7th grade dance, we had electric slide pops off. All the girls go on the dance floor and do the electric slide, and like 2 or 3 guys. Like, that's not like,
you want to know what the magic is of line dancing is most people can't dance, but most people can learn 1 or 2 line dances. So when they go out there and they just follow the simple movements, they feel like they're doing pretty good with the dance moves, you know? And so
tutorial mode. Yeah.
It's the same thing with chicks. Like, most chicks can't dance for shit. They love dancing though. So that won't stop them not knowing how to do it, but they'll go out and do the line dancing because it's fun, you know? So it's like, if you want to get chicks, learn how to do some kind of dance. You know, that was the one piece of game my mom gave me that was actually accurate, you know, was learn how to dance because chicks like to dance.
Yeah. And the thing is too, is just learning to dance will give you such an advantage in terms of like Kino escalation, talking to a girl, touching her. It gives you, hey, Thor. Hey, I got your stuff.
You're on mute, Thor.
Hey.
Hey, we're talking about dancing again. Dancing hot blondes, your favorite.
Love it.
So basically, to finish my point, essentially, dancing gives you the alpha kind of like paradigm and environment for you to execute, right? You get to lead, you get to touch the erogenous zones of her body because you have an excuse to her hips, her hands, her shoulders. You get to laugh, and then also she might get in close to you and want to talk to you while you're dancing, which is a little annoying, right? But hey, game doesn't sleep. You gotta, whenever a girl wants to talk to you, you gotta go.
I'm like, bitch, shut up. I'm trying to work on my fucking footwork.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta concentrate.
Exactly.
That is one of the comments is talking about women line dancing is another sign of their herd nature, which is definitely pretty true, I think. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I've never been that type of person who's like sees a bunch of people doing something. I'm like, I gotta go do what they're doing. I don't know. I always sit back and wait, and like something bad's gonna happen. Like, I don't trust this. There's too many people doing the same thing.
Not a bad policy.
Thor, how you feeling, man?
Good, man. Living the dream, just like you guys, right?
For sure. That's right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Always living the dream.
Always, man. You got to know the secret.
Yeah, dominant masculine presence.
No,
No,
that
man.
nightmares are dreams too.
Nightmares are dreams too. And they don't last. We're always living the dream, right? We're good. Thank you for asking. We're all good, man. It's behind us.
So another question I want to ask you guys is that remember that one black chick that was making baking? She was making all the little balls and making like homemade cereal. I don't know if you guys saw that. She got
I
a lot
didn't
of
see
hate
that one.
too. Yeah, but she got hate from women, more women than men.
Is she the one that like dresses up nice?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah. I didn't see her make that, but I saw her make something else, and yeah, she was getting.
Yeah, and she got a lot of hate. It's like the same kind of like level of like people indignation. And the thing is, like, she's apparently she's well off. She's a model. Her husband's a model too, and she's doing feminine things. Like she's just making cereal and stuff like that. And now the women are hating on her more. They're like, "Oh, this is just a classist thing," or and then there's a racial aspect because her husband's white and she has. And then she's like, "Oh, she has kids. She just lives a soft life and all that stuff." So, what do you guys make of that when the women start hating on other women? Is it like a flex thing or is it something else?
It's competition too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you hate on what you can't have.
Yeah. Everything's performative, like Ryan says. If that's the real Ryan, I don't know. If
That's not the real Ryan.
If I don't like something, I don't have to comment on it. To me, that's the first you've lost immediately. If you see something that you're not into and you don't just scroll past it, like you have the problem. Something's wrong with you and where you're sitting. Like you're like, oh, I've got to comment. I have to comment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it.
The need to comment on something that's hilarious to me. Like what?
Especially if it's something that doesn't affect you at all. Like if somebody is spouting off some nonsense about UFC stuff and you know them not being a monopoly or whatever, like, well, yeah, it does affect me, so I'm gonna give them correct information.
Yeah,
and
sometimes too, that's just good for engagement.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's trying to make money online. You need engagement too. Like sometimes I just comment on things just because I know I'm like, hey, this will probably get some.
Yeah, I'm going to trigger this guy by poking.
People get riled up if I say this.
One thing I think is hilarious though are the people that comment. So YouTube Shorts comments are the most brutal. I love.
Oh, jeez.
They are dark, right?
Same on the Reels. I think on Instagram.
Yeah,
they're hilarious though sometimes too.
Yeah, no, I love it.
They're listening to 30 seconds to a minute of like an hour-long podcast,
right?
And
then making a huge assumption. Yeah.
They have no idea. You could just be telling a story that somebody else did, and that gets chopped up, and then now they're having a fit about whatever you said in that 39 seconds.
I love it when someone will literally take the time to stop and go, "Who gives a shit?" or nobody cares. And I'm like, well, you cared enough to stop what you were doing to leave this comment. Are you sure? You sure no one cares? Because it's like, if you truly didn't care, you would just scroll on, you know? So obviously you care, brother. But it helps boost us in the algorithm. So keep commenting.
It does. Yeah. Keep getting outraged and letting us know your life is sad.
Yeah, anger is the most engaging emotion, which is why people on Twitter, once they got monetized, they're just like, how do I piss people off the most?
Yep.
And they'll say anything, and you realize like you're just saying this to make me mad. I don't know you. Like honestly, I'm not an incel. I don't get it. I don't.
Honestly, that's what I think. That's one of the reasons why us red pill guys, get a bad rap for hating women. It's because we like to dunk on the women because it's outrage bait, and outrage bait gets clicks.
Sure,
it's marketing, guys. Like, this is a job for some of us. We're making money off some.
How many times have you guys had people say, "Oh, you're an asshole," and then they see your content and you're like, "Wait, actually, you make a lot of sense." Have you guys had that?
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
without even saying a word, just based on look.
Yeah. People have this need to like put you in this box of like, oh, he disagrees with me, then he must be an incel, he must beat his wife, he must do all these things. There's no way he could be charming, cool guy that has his own life, has kids, loves his kids, has a wife or several or 3 girlfriends or 1 or 2, or I don't know. There's no way. It's impossible. He has to be a loser because if he's a winner, then I have to dig deeper into ways to confirm my point, and that's too much work. So
Yeah,
or face the fact that your outlook on life may be wrong. That a lot of people refuse to accept that there's nuance about things. That's the whole political left-right paradigm. There can't be 50 different solutions. There can only be one or the other. There's only two.
Yeah.
Which is, part of our development as humans is to simplify things so our brain doesn't have to work too hard.
Pioneer.
Nuke, you made it, dude. There's a fake Nuke in the chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Oh, that was like a year ago. I got a fake me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm late to the party then.
Yeah, Billy's been working overtime today. I've already blocked 3 arch wingers in Ryan's show, and now we got fake Cappy, we got fake me.
I know. I'm like
fake someone else. Fake.
I'm
Ryan,
in the chat, doing the band hammer shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Playing whack-a-mole.
So Nuke, Nuke, this thing about all the popular media and the text, it's a path of least resistance for sure.
Yeah.
And it's one of the dangers of using text and social media, which in my belief, social media is actually worse than porn for the human mind, because we get into this short texting thing. It conveys no class, no poise. Even when you're an intelligent person, it doesn't convey what people used to via voice and video and in person. And it creates this, at least for me, I've seen that it creates this air of kind of debate and pushback every time someone engages via text for some reason, even people you wouldn't expect. You can read so much into text, and of course all the social medias are these texts, and so you could see it on these TikToks too, people pushing back, making assumptions about people all the time. It really seems to suck the ladies in pretty hard too.
Yeah, and that brings me to my to something I wanted to mention. People say that the internet is like it creates what do you call it, like a bubble like around you, like an echo chamber.
Yep.
But in reality, according to search engines and data science, it's actually the opposite. Whereas in real life, you're in your echo chamber in real life, and then the internet presents you differing opinions constantly because it does create that outrage, which creates engagement, right? And social media companies know this, right? And they put it under the guise of free speech and open discussion, right? But let's put it like this, right? Let's say you are an adult film actress and you just did sorry for being a little crass. This just happened, by the way. But you're an adult film actress. You do like a 6-man gangbang or something, and you high five everyone. Everyone's cheering you on. You get lots of clout. You get lots of money. You have blue checks hitting you up like, "Hey, I saw your scene. You want to fly out to my city or whatever." All these things, all this confirmation, millions of dudes touching themselves to you, and then you go on a podcast and they tell you, "Hey, you're like a whore and you're gonna die alone." How do you think that kernel panic, that rush of like cortisol is going to affect that woman? Of course she's going to cry, right? Because in her real life, she's had this echo chamber that's told her everything you do is okay. Men to a lesser extent, but women definitely suffer from this, right? So what happens is we get these windows into real life with like TikTok and IG Reels, and we see women just doing them, right? Like whatever, having a good time, right? And I personally don't have an issue, but if I was pumping gas at that gas station, I'd be annoyed. I'd be like, "Oh, God, I'm trying to get to work. Like, can you guys move along? I got work to do. You ladies, like, I gotta go." Right. But for a lot of people, they take that window and they just try to placate it to their own reality. Like, men hate me because I'm a woman. So when men are annoyed that women do something, that means they hate me and they want to see me die. I'm like, no, we're just annoyed because I've been in a situation where I have to wait in line for gas and this looks like annoying. And we are allowed to make fun of you because you posted it on the internet, right? And that's what's happening. The echo chambers from real life are smashing into the discussion field of social media. And then it creates a lot of engagement and a lot of money for advertisers. And this is where we're at now.
Yeah, I think the algorithms push polarity a lot also.
They do.
So you're only getting the extreme ends of certain conversations rather than the nuance in the middle.
Yeah.
And I think you get punished and shadow banned if you're one of those people who's disruptive to that polarity.
Yeah, that's why they say all red pill dudes want is to get vasectomies and see the downfall of the West. I'm just like,
Yeah, they have to take it to the extreme. You're either, you know, you're Andrew Tate. You have to be Andrew Tate if you're red pill.
Yeah, Rolo says there's no sarcasm or no nuance on the internet, something like that. It's just like any tweet. There's no humor. So you can say a funny joke, but then it'd be like, well, that offended me. I'm like, well, it's a joke. Like it wasn't for you. You know, it's just like it's like being a comedian in front of a bunch of people who want to hear your joke, and you say it, and they're just like, that offended me. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. You can leave, but you're gonna stay and yell at me. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
No satire. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like something about was it no? You can't use metaphors or
Oh yeah, that's
anything like that because someone will construe it as being true. And
well, a lot of midwits.
Guys, no social Marxism
understand
has no sense of humor and never has. It's been basically banned from them from day one. No sense of humor. Social Marxism is very serious. It's very activist. And it's invaded quite a bit of our academia and big tech.
Yeah, even the ones that we claim on our side, it's still, you know, the bottom line is the bottom line. Like they're trying to make money, so
it's because it's effective.
Yeah, and it's like you said, the easiest pass, the least path of resistance. Excuse me. So yeah.
I mean, who doesn't think that class, poise, and character is harder than the opposite? Being a binary thinker and being angry and getting your emotions up and down and feeling something. You know, to learn how to have class, poise, and elegance in any situation is much more difficult because you have so much more to control. But on the other side, it's quite fulfilling.
Yeah. So we know that women are more susceptible to this kind of like programming and stuff. So like, what do you guys do? You guys are all in relationships. What do you guys do or have done to kind of explain to the women in your life? Doesn't have to be your girlfriend, it could be your mom, wife, husband, sister. What have you told them about the internet and how it works on their minds? Because they seem to be very kind of susceptible to this stuff, you know?
No, I bring it up to my girl all the time. It's like, you know, be careful with what you're consuming because they're trying to program you. And she understands it. She gets it because she'll have a day where she's on her phone a lot and then she'll have attitude. Like, hey,
that fast.
Like, hey, you've been what have you been watching? What are they telling you? Because it's all like, you know, like it's not even stuff she's looking for. It's like stuff that gets sent to her. And it's all these like female relationship coaches.
Oh God.
Yeah,
divorce,
pre-divorce
lawyer. Yeah,
they're 40 something. They have no men in their life. They've, you know, single moms, like they're complete failures. But they're given this advice on how you should do things, and then she gets all kind of worked up over it, understandably. But yeah, you just got to turn that shit off. Like this is my rule. I've said it a bunch of times before, but anybody who's giving you advice, unsolicited advice, or even if you ask for it's advice, I don't think you'd ask for it in this condition, but if they don't have a life that you would want, if they don't have anything in their life that you would want, then they've got nothing to offer you as far as advice goes.
Well, it's like
you know,
Ryan's mental model of where a bucket on your head, right? Have you heard that one?
Yeah,
I think that's yeah.
Basically, it's like if you want to know if what someone online's telling you, you know, they're saying, hey, put this bucket on your head, you're going to live a better life with this bucket on your head. You got to look at, does the guy with the bucket on his head actually live the kind of life you want?
Yes.
You know,
and that's what I'm getting at. Hey, if you're thinking back to sports where I'm a specialist at, is if you want to be a world champion at something, you probably want to ask advice from guys who have been world champions or competed against world champions, not some guy who just watches fights on his couch. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You want to be a power linesman, you should probably talk to somebody who's done it and been up and worked with electricity for a decade or more. You probably don't want to talk to the guy who started a fire in his house rigging some electrical
building a computer or some shit.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah.
You know, you probably don't want to go to that guy. You want to talk to the expert. So the whole, like, man, if you want to be married and have kids, why would you take advice from a 40-something-year-old woman who's not married, never been married, or has been divorced and is either a single mom or has no kids? Like, what does that person have to offer you?
Maybe
other than telling you all the things she did wrong.
Maybe get cat caring tips from a lady like that, but definitely not
cat food brand recommendations.
Yeah, cat care, that works. Here, I haven't found the. I want to show this one. This is a different line dancing thing, but people didn't really seem to have a problem with this because they're in a bar.
Oh yeah, it's the one.
This one.
They're doing the wobble dance, yeah.
But yeah, the comments of this though are still kind of bad too, though. People are like breaking down, like, "Oh, this one's kind of fat," and like they're just people having fun. Leave them alone.
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Can we talk about how that girl, the brunette in the back, went all the way down to the floor?
Yeah,
you guys see that?
Yep.
Am I the only one that noticed that?
No. You can have so much fun with these gals. I don't know why people have a problem with
it. The wobble dance is probably one of the best line dances. It's super fun.
Well, I'll tell you guys that don't like when women are dancing in public or anything, or just don't like when women are doing things in public. I can promise you right now, every time I pull up to salsa night, I still get a little nervous, right? Believe it or not, right? And I think that's where it's coming from, where they're faced with a social situation they wouldn't do well in, right? Because they don't know how to dance, they're not competent, and they're not super socially calibrated. So when you present men that are insecure about their ability to get women with these social situations, to me, my mind's racing. Like, what would I do? What would Nuke do in this situation? I'd assess the area. I go grab a whiskey at the bar, talk to the bartender a little bit, and then I grab a girl that's on the side and be like, hey, what are you guys doing? What is going on? And I'll be like, hey, so do you dance this? Oh, sure. Hey, you want to teach me how to dance real quick? And I already have a script because experience. And also I know what not to say and what to say to a human being, right? But when guys that don't have those skills, they see these and they see it's almost like a victory lap on them. Like, look at these girls having fun and I'm not, right? And you cannot be in that mindset. You have to like break out of that or else you're never going to be happy, right? You can choose not to go to these places, right? But if this messes with your mind, then you have deeper issues to work on,
Yes, that's really all it comes back down to. Is
some dudes need to just pull the stick out of their ass,
Yeah. Now, can you make fun of them? Sure, you can make fun. You can make fun of anyone. It's the internet, And girls will get mad when you make fun of them, and they'll nail themselves to the cross. They'll be like, "Men are so bad." I'm like, "Calm down. We're just making fun of you. You're okay."
Honestly, like when you're bantering with chicks and you're teasing them a little bit, like that. Yeah. That actually is good. It turns them on a little bit,
Yeah, and that's for the guys that say they don't want a boring. They prefer a boring chick. Realize that. There's no such thing as a chick that doesn't need entertainment from her man, right? Yep. There's a thing called manufactured drama that you have to do in a relationship where if the relationship's going really smooth, you may have to kind of mess with her and tease her a little bit because women just need that. It's part of being a man. Like, do you want a girl that's submissive 24/7, never challenges you all the time forever? No, you want a girl to kind of get a little catty.
Happen.
Yeah,
if that is happening, something's up.
She's cheating on you, or she's about
to on you, or she's scamming you, or she's leading you to slaughter.
Yeah, are there extreme cases? Yeah, of course. There's women that are like pretty messed up in the head, and hopefully you're able to recognize that. But a normal girl, once in a while, will test you. She will shit test you. Like maybe once a week, she'll say something.
Once a month, at least.
Yeah. Once a week, she'll say. If she's Latina, maybe once a week. But she'll say something, right? Like, and I grew up with a Hispanic mom, and I saw what my mom said to my dad sometimes, right? And it would be a lot about like hygiene, like, hey, you're just gonna sit on the couch with your boots, like. And my dad would be like, I'll have the kids take them off. You can work on the other one if you want. And I'm like, damn, Dad, thanks. That's what I have to do. So that's essentially it. It's just these guys don't have the skills, and they get presented with these situations. And they always defer to Fall of the West. It's black people music, or these women are ugly, or whatever. I'm like, no, those women are cute. They're attractive women, right? Obviously, there's always going to be a chubby in there. The chubbies hang out with hot chicks and stuff. But at the end of the day, like
hot chicks like to keep chubby chicks around because it makes them look even better.
Yeah, exactly. Like that one movie. What was that one movie where they did like this, and then the chick got isolated, and then she became uglier?
Oh yeah.
What movie was that? Was it Hot Tub Time Machine? I think it was.
Oh, I don't know, but that sounds funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it's basically, guys, and guys, forgive yourself. Like when you guys are throwing yourself at these situations where there's hot chicks all around, take it easy. Have a whiskey, relax. Just fucking relax. It's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world.
It's Rodney Dangerfield. You guys remember that? If you want to look thin, hang out with fat people.
No respect. No respect.
No respect at all.
Oh, that's what, Back to School? I think it was Back to School. It's a great
classic.
I
miss his comedy. Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, what else was there? That happened big was the Tom Brady thing, right?
Oh
yeah.
I don't know. Does this kind of fit into, like, because we're talking about, are women the main characters in the story now? It seems kind of like a main character thing. Like she gets bored with it's a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
Goes to jiu-jitsu and starts hooking up with her instructor.
So I got a question though, because I don't know. Maybe you do, John. No, here she is, a Brazilian. Here's jiu-jitsu instructors, a Brazilian. They have lived in the same city before in the past. Is there more history here than we actually know? Is there some alpha widowing stuff possibly going on here?
I don't know. Maybe.
here that meets the eye.
Didn't she go out with what's his name long time ago when she was in her 20s? DiCaprio.
Yep.
Oh God, it's over.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Like Tom Brady seems like he might have been the stable
rebound
third guy, and then she entered the reintroduction to the alpha interest phase.
Oh yeah.
This is one of those situations where it's like Tom Brady is a handsome dude. He makes a shitload of money. He's fit, and they're like, well, if Tom Brady can't make it work, what makes you think that any other guy has a chance?
Alpha widow dynamic, I think, maybe, possibly.
Well, also it's like, well, who knows what kind of game Tom Brady has? Maybe all he has are looks and money, but he doesn't know how to. He has no frame.
Yeah,
he has no game.
Maybe he leads with his wallet.
Maybe no D game.
And you also have a big dynamic with that was like her instructor. It wasn't just like another student.
Yeah.
So now there's this power dynamic.
BDSM power dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah. There's this power dynamic of her taking lessons from him. And you mentioned the BDSM stuff. Like, it's jujitsu. So like this guy's choking her.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They're rolling around on the mat.
So he's a superior. Everybody in the class bows down to him.
John, you got it. There it is. You're the professional. You know all about this. So.
And
it really is.
Now this guy is, so he's choking her. He's controlling her. He's flipping her and throwing her around the mats. Like,
maybe Tom should have been doing that in the bedroom. She wouldn't have to go to Brazilian jiu-jitsu to fucking get that treatment.
Well, a lot of guys do make that mistake. I mean, I had this conversation years ago with Sterling Cooper. The one thing he feared when he wanted to enter into a relationship where he's going to have children and all those sort of things, if the woman had any sort of sexual past, was having a professional dom out of the BDSM environment, because the pull is so strong with the women. He has that experience, and we had discussed that quite a bit. That dominant submissive sort of relationship is so alluring and lasting. And I do believe that the alpha widowing comes from that too. There's actually alpha widows out there that have never physically touched a man, but have built that up in their mind as part of their fantasy lives and part of themselves that's so strong. I mean, you see this stuff start resurfacing when a woman enters her alpha rediscovery phase a little bit later, and she starts looking up ex-boyfriends on Facebook. You guys all heard of that, right?
Yeah.
Big deal. So who knows? But man, interesting point. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu, the whole BDSM dynamic, which is actually, if you read a book like Nancy Friday's My Secret Garden, you see how actually strong that works in female sexual psychology. And so all those dynamics are playing all the time. And if your eye is on the football and not the other little ball, could be a problem.
Yeah. I think, it's just like the the being dominant, and Tom Brady was always gone. He's focused on football, and she had his kids, which is like a lot of we say that kids are girls uh, post nut clarity for them is having a kid.
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, I got the goats kids, like I got the greatest of all times kids. What's next, like and they say that one of the kids looks a lot like the instructor too. He has like black hair and stuff. So
maybe the history goes back.
Yeah. And it's just for the guys, it's just like you can either take this two ways. You can lose hope, good luck with that. Good luck living the rest of your life thinking that no woman's ever going to desire you for longer than a month. Or you could say, hey, what is it? What did the instructor have that I did it, that Tom Brady didn't? Trying to look at that from that angle, right? Because you want to win, and winners find a way to win, and losers find a way to complain. So to me, like John just said, like jiu-jitsu is a very physical sport. And then it was just like one of that alpha reentry, rediscovery phase. And it's like, hey, I've had his kids. This life is really boring. I'm just waiting for him to practice, waiting for him to win a championship. He has all the spotlight, right? Like everyone talks about him. Yeah, I got a couple fans that talk about me, but I only get attention when I'm with him, and I can't have that. I'm a Victoria's Secret model. And I'm aging, right? And I'm, the hormones and all that stuff. So it's like, I'm going to bang this guy that chokes me out on the mat, because I have no other option right now. I have to do something about this. So, and he's such a nice guy that he'll probably make peace with it, which he did. So,
yeah. He'll be all right, man. That guy's top of his game. He'll learn from that. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't lose hope. It's just an example. Like it should give you hope, because now you're like, okay, well, I don't have to make a lot of money to attract hot women, right? I just got to be at the right place at the right time, have game, and not be a sucker.
Oh, good. It's
not that hard, What's easier, become the greatest of all time at football, or being your own mental point of origin? You tell me.
Hey, if you just pay the fee and show up every day to jiu-jitsu class, you'll have your black belt in like 10 years.
Sign the fucking waiver.
Sign the fucking waiver, man.
Yeah.
So I mean that's achievable. You don't even have to be good nowadays. Man, jiu-jitsu and martial arts have changed a lot in the last 20 years. Like you don't even have to be good anymore. You just have to show up. Like their 6-year-old grandmas getting their black belt in jiu-jitsu now, and it's the thing and it's great that everybody's into it and learning stuff and being healthy. It's great, but at the same time, it's the same stuff. 20 years ago, we were making fun of 9-year-old 3-degree black belts in Taekwondo, and now jiu-jitsu's become that.
That is a kind of a respect thing though for jiu-jitsu, is that they don't just give away belts like it's free candy.
It's changed. It's changed, Paul. If you show up every day and pay the fee and put in the time, you will get your promotion. You will get promoted.
But it takes
even if you suck and you can't do the techniques. Nowadays you will get promoted.
They've added rituals in some of these schools too. It's kind of bizarre.
It's wild. It's wild to be, because I have friends that run a gym. I have AKA that I took my kids to. I go and I teach other places all over the country, all over the world. I've taught in Japan and stuff, and Thailand, and it's changed dramatically with people's ability and their skill levels. Like I don't think a purple belt in the 2000s would demolish most black belts today, in my opinion, because back then it was smaller and you had a successful school if your guys won a lot and they went to tournaments and did well. Nowadays, it's just like your success is based off of how many students you have.
It's funny, the business model of martial arts. When I was a kid, I was in karate, and my instructor was all about self-defense and teaching, and it was a school first and a business second, which was probably a mistake, if you want to do that for a living. And he ended up after I'd been there for several years, he hired a business manager to help them with revenue. And the guy came in and changed everything, right? Because before you didn't have to test for every belt. The only belt you had to really test for is your black belt. Because he was like, I can see what you're doing in class. You know what you're doing. I'm going to award you a belt when you've reached these certain requirements, you know. And they changed that. They changed that to where you have to test for every belt, and every belt test, there was an extra fee on top of that. And it was like, it definitely became a business. I think they started making a lot more money, but the whole dynamic changed. It ended up being more about money than actually teaching you, you know, how to defend yourself and practical martial arts, you know? So it's unfortunate, but everything ends up being a money game at the end of the day.
Yeah, look at the media today. It's all engagement media. Everything has to make you feel like you have to be mad, or else you're not going to get engagement from people. So you have to make people mad. And honestly, when the other side of this I see is that girls are also nailing themselves to the wall or nailing themselves to the cross, and they all want to become martyrs for women all over the. And I think their biggest fear is just not being recognized or no attention, right?
Yeah.
And I think they need that more than they need peace, right? So for guys that don't say that women don't need a boring life or prefer a boring chick, check her online activity. She may be getting her excitement from there. Look at the arguments people get on online, and look how long and how many paragraphs women are writing who are happily married with 4 kids, and that living the dream of being a housewife married to a traditional man. But we'll write paragraphs about how great they are and how all men suck, and then one guy will be like, no, I don't agree with you. And then they'll write another 6 paragraphs for that one guy. Does that sound like a person that is like needs a little bit outside of the marriage to feel something?
That's why a great point, Nuke. You know,
yeah,
all women, I think you all agree with this. All women have a much stronger need for external validation than men do. All of us have a need for external validation, but women really need that to feel alive. If you
most men don't ever get any external validation.
I know they still have a need though, and you can see that the way guys spurg out and things like that. Self-validation for a woman is extremely difficult, and I think it has something to do with their communitarian nature. I haven't fully fleshed that out in my mind yet, but it seems to be headed in that direction. But yeah, you can really observe that they need it. So even a boring gal is going to need that some sort of validation external to herself. And if you're not providing it, I mean, that's a big secret of the red pill is you provide that, you're golden with your relationships. It works. They need to feel something all the time.
Yeah. You could text your girl in the morning, hey, I'm tired of your shit, and just go to work. And she'll, you know, that's her drama for the day, and she'll be happy. She'll be like anxious, but she'll be happy. Yeah. And when you walk in through that door, she's like, what do you mean? I don't know. And you're just like, oh, you know, you just say, oh, I forgot. Yeah. Or something. Yeah. And that's really that easy. When you have a good relationship, the manufactured drama is really easy. You just, you know, it's tiny. It could be a little text, and she has her fix for the day. It's just, that's how women are. You can't change it. It's how they are. You know. Women are not men. Women are not men.
It's the most fundamental particle of dread.
Yes.
Let that happen.
I gotta. We didn't show this before, but the whole video that started this thing. Let's have a look at this real quick. We should show this for context. What we're actually talking about. And again, I just don't care. Right?
What do you want from me, internet? What do you want?
Yeah, internet. Like, why am I supposed to have an opinion on this? There's girls outside a gas station dancing. Okay.
That chick with the pink top there with the blue tongue, she's easily the biggest slut there.
Yeah, she's got to be. What do you guys think? Wait, purple pants looks like a slut too.
Well, I'm sure they all are, but I'm talking about as a hierarchy of slut.
What are they wearing around there? They got weird.
They're all wearing the same pants too. They're all wearing the same frilly fucking color pants. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, it's like a leg warmer type thing.
I just noticed that. This was in Austin, right? So this is probably like cowboy.
I thought it was in Louisiana. Is it?
It's cowboy kind of like stuff, right?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe it's maybe
'Cause
that's why people are mad because it's some kind of like
Oh,
traditional
it's
Indian
so
dance.
many people. Holy shit, I forgot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
there's a ton of people. It's like they threw some kind of event at the gas station, you know?
Okay, it makes more sense. Yeah.
Okay, I can see why people are annoyed with this because it's just like, imagine being caught in this. You're just trying to get to work or get somewhere.
Yeah,
Or
you're
you're
trying to
shitting
live
your
your life.
pants.
Right.
But if it's a planned event, why would you be caught in that? You know, like
Yeah.
it's an event. Just go to the next gas station. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see beads. Are we close to Mardi Gras? Is that what this is?
That's why I heard that
Oh.
it was it's in Louisiana. It's during Mardi Gras.
Oh, it is. It is. They are all kind of slutty then.
In that case,
You're right.
I love all them 304s. Wonderful
Yeah.
people. I absolutely love
But
them.
look how low Queen Slut there is getting. You know, like
There's
that's
a
one of the
group of guys just hanging out in the middle.
I'd like to ask if she can get a little bit lower.
Yeah. Oh.
And then that's a dude, and it's like one dude.
He's the guy that's pretending to be gay to hang out with the chicks. Has gotta be.
Yeah.
He's playing sneaky fucker game.
Yeah, he's definitely sneaky fucker.
He's the one guy. He's trying to hang out with all the chicks and have a good time, so that he's the only dude there. So
why
it's
is your
like,
little girl?
That's off, man. He's there.
dude. That's a target rich environment. Is
Yeah.
what we call that, right?
Yeah, we made fun of him, but guess where he's at and where we're not.
That would be a bad
About it
environment.
online, and he's in there probably getting fucked. You know.
Well, it's all perspective.
this would be What's your guys' opinion? This would be a bad environment probably to meet women because there's too many of them.
Oh yeah. You just
Right? They would get off in this environment. They would get off on shooting you down.
Yeah, just take a picture with them.
Yeah.
Hey, can I take you? Ladies look cool. Can I take a picture with you?
Yeah.
And then put it on your social media. Like I met some chicks today.
Yeah, there you go. Get some social proof, and then
Yeah.
and then play social media game, which you can learn about in my course. Okay, no, I'm just kidding.
Shameless plug.
It'd be scary for John because he'd be attacked like the Beatles. They'd all recognize him as this in shape, famous UFC fighter, and boy, they'd swarm him.
Oh yeah, John, you wouldn't get out there alive. You'd be fighting your way out.
Your life.
Just be careful. Just be careful with that one dude too. He might swing both ways. He might grab a leg. Wait, come back.
John, stay away.
But I also, if you walk through there, the girls would pull you in too. They'd be like, "Come on, dance with us." I promise you, they'd be like,
"Oh
yeah." And then
only if you're 6 foot and drive a Bugatti.
What color though?
No,
yeah,
I wouldn't. I don't do good in those. That's too many colors, too much flash and shit.
Yeah,
around.
I'm surprised. Yeah, you probably get
I'm gonna be like,
yeah, but you're that guy, you know.
Too much.
Unders.
Got a super chat here. Let's hit this up. He says opinion on martial art shorts content with women. LOL. I see more of it now. Is this marketing to get more women into fighting or men? No, people. You're more likely to. People are more likely to stop and look when it's a girl.
What's a hot chick doing?
Yep. If it's a hot chick wearing something skippy, like I have a couple people that I'm friends with and I follow, and I know that sometimes they have like this one guy. He's a really good grappler, Mason Fowler. He trains out here in San Jose, and he has this like little blonde girl that he does techniques with sometimes, and like those videos. He gets a lot of views on those videos. Geez, I wonder why. But you got a girl in tight shorts, flipping upside down and doing an arm bar on a escape or whatever. Like, yeah, people are just more likely going to watch that than two hairy dudes rolling.
Marketing 101. You know, it's really that simple.
Sex sells.
Yeah, it's like I'm willing to bet like the Latin American governments pay these OnlyFans models to go to like poor areas to pretend to cook over a fire. So they can get more passport bros to inject money into their economy, because that's what you see. Like somebody be like, "Oh, look at this girl. She's trad and hot and wearing yoga pants in the middle of a farm cooking over a fire." And I was like, "No." I asked my mom, like, "Mom, is this what happens in Dominican Republic?" She's like, "No, they'd be wearing like nightgowns. They're not gonna use their nice yoga pants to cook over a fire." You know what? So it's like it's all the same, you know.
Speaking of marketing, so Daniel Bell has a question in the comments. He says, who recorded this and why? If you go to the original TikTok video, it's the producers of that song, that Mr. Weatherall song, that filmed all that. So
really?
It's all marketing for the song. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, see, there you go. That answers the question again. Like, get some hot young chicks from a sorority dancing. I mean, they weren't that hot. What'd you guys give them? Like a 7, 6, 6s? They weren't
Look,
fat.
The mids.
Yeah.
It's a binary scale. Bang, wouldn't bang. And so it's definitely on the bang side.
Here we go. Pioneer thinking. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I like how you think, Paul. It makes it easy for my caveman
You
brain.
know, just don't don't
Don't be a
complicate
savage.
things.
Don't be a savage.
Yeah.
Ah, man, these guys in the chat are just
They're lighting it up.
these type of behaving is exciting, or no, exciting for hookups, not relationship. I'm sorry, man. You guys keep putting a good girl, bad girl binary in your head. No, they're just girls.
They're all women, dude.
They're all women. They're all the same. They're all not the same, but they're all similar in various degrees. Like some of you just watching that video, some of them were way more into that dance and shaking their ass than some of the other ones, but they're still there.
Yeah. It's like the guys with the Madonna horror
fantasy land. I'm holding out for the good girl who doesn't do those things and never has alcohol and never is around people.
A girl who doesn't put out with me, right? Like if she's not putting out with me, she must be a good girl. No, bro, she just doesn't like you.
Yeah, she doesn't like you. Hey, I'm sorry, but like, unless you met her when she was young and she never dated anybody or never went out or never did anything, like at some point in her life, she probably did things like this. She probably did go out line dancing with a bunch of people. She probably did go and drink and get attention from other men. Like, doesn't mean that she was being a huge hoe bag or sleeping around or whatever, but like to some degree, they're just being women.
Right. For the right guy who makes them feel something, they're going to put out right away. And then for you, because you're a douchebag, they're going to make you wait 3 months or until we're committed or until we're married or whatever. And then these guys are like, oh, no, she's a good girl. She's got morals. She's making me wait. Dude, she didn't make Chad wait.
Tale as old as time. Tale as old as time.
Yeah. Whenever I hear that, I know there's a fundamental complete lack of understanding of human female sexual nature.
Yes.
And that creates problems further down the line, you know?
Yeah, because then he's going to meet a girl who is giving him the idea that she's a good girl when she's not. And then when things go south, he's not going to know what the hell happened.
Well, when she does that, the first thing she's doing is establishing a covert contract right out the gate. And he's accepting it. And that's a big problem for a future seamless relationship. Is a huge issue to navigate, for sure.
That's how you end up in a dead bedroom and you're like, well, I don't understand why she's not all into it. She never was. She never was, bro.
Well, it comes down to this. I think a lot of guys, they think men are like women. Even if they say they're not, they still. So it's like the other day I posted, that Brazilian chick that was ordering food and she seemed very calm and nice. And I said, hey, just because she's nice to the food truck guy doesn't mean she's going to be nice at the club or nice or at the bar or whatever. Women change their behavior and their environment, right? Because they can't affect their environment as much as a man can. And also men, we have the threat of violence. So we kind of have to be nice most of the time, right? Because if you piss off the wrong guy, you could lose a job opportunity or you could lose a friendship or you could just get punched in the face.
Consciousness.
Yeah. Lose consciousness, get your face bashed in, right? So you guys have to understand that you want to create the environment where the girl is the slut with you, right? Because just because a girl's nice, what you're training your brain is that I have to get a nice girl in order to have sex, instead of saying, how do I get this girl to be a slut for me, right? And that gives you at least a path forward, a kind of at least asking the right questions, right? Because that same girl that you're like pedestalizing because she's just being a nice, normal person, you could find her somewhere else, and she could be a complete bitch, and then you're gonna be like, no, she tricked me. She's a bitch, like she's all women are liars. Like, no, she's adapting to her environment, because if she doesn't adapt, she dies. That's a survival mechanism for women. It's really that simple. So when you're approaching women, if you're in a coffee shop, most likely she's gonna be very nice and kind and polite. If she's at a family function, she's gonna be very nice and kind of polite. If she's at a club where there's bouncers protecting her and guys oogling at her and buying her drinks, she's going to be a little bit bitchy, right? It is what it is. And it could be a nice woman all through and through, right? But you just got to think, the
guys who make these kind of statements, they have zero experience. In college, I remember a girl who was in a couple of my classes, super quiet, super, modest, dressed, everything, like polite. Would never think like, totally think she's a good girl. This girl must be a virgin almost. The second you get her, I got her into a private apartment, get to her apartment. It's like rips my clothes off, like attacks me. And it's like you would never, ever understand that, like from her normal behavior.
Yeah.
It was completely out of pocket. I was completely surprised. It was a crazy lesson to learn. Like just because they're nice and quiet and whatever on the outside that's not what they are when you're in a private situation.
A lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. That's what every guy wants, right?
Yeah. What's the issue? Yeah, that's like the best.
But the guys won't even let themselves have a freak in the sheets, because as soon as they find out she's freaky in the sheets, they're like, "Oh, she's a whore." It's like,
yeah, give her a chance. Like, like remember the relationship is her problem. She has to prove to you she's not a slut, right? For other men. For you, she has to, but like for other men, for a relationship, if she's, vetting for a relationship.
I just don't understand some of these guys though. It's like, well, what the fuck do you want, dude? Do you want the boring fucking starfish sex, or do you want the wild freaky sex?
Maybe it's sexual shame. Maybe they grew up in a household or environment where they were taught that being forward with women and women didn't want sex as much as they thought and all that stuff. And being man bad, you have to control your urges.
Sex bad.
Yeah. And I had a household like that. I grew up kind of religious. And then I started seeing women. And then the biggest complaint from women was like, hey, like open up, like let's have fun. Like, let's get freaky. And I'm like, wait, girls like this shit? And, and a lot of guys who grew up in like Puritan households or something, they have to understand like, hey, women are just waiting for the right guy. You have to be that right guy. And once you do, Jesus Christ, I hope you're ready, because the next day you'll get a text. Hey, can we record ourselves next time? You'll be like, but you're like a normal chick with like, you go to church on Sundays. I don't get it. It's just like, now you do. Now you understand.
Well, she has sins to be forgiven. That's why she goes to church every Sunday.
Oh, yes, she does.
God bless her.
Thor's just smiling right now. Thor's getting some memories back.
We got a super chat. Unrealized Thought says, "What would your first, second, and third dates be like?"
It just depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
I lay out my.
It would be like Debbie Does Dallas. Then it would be like Behind the Green Door and The Devil and Mrs. Jones. There you go.
So I lay out that sort of dynamic in my book a little bit, but it really depends on the situation. Like I always treated first dates like a chemistry test. Like, do I even like this chick or not? I wasn't necessarily going there to try to get a first night lay, because you have this expectation of outcome when you do that, and you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So if you just go there without any kind of expectation of outcome, just, hey, do I like her or not? And then just see how the date progresses, right? If you do like her, take her to a second venue, right? Because then you get that 2 dates in one experience. Go for a kiss. If she's showing signs she wants to be kissed, go for a kiss. If not, wait till the end of the day. Always go for a kiss though, right? That's the ultimate test of interest. And then what you'll find out is when you go for that kiss, some chicks are just going to be like, hey, what, you want to go back to my place?
Yep.
And then it ends up being a first night lay. You don't even have to try, right? Oh,
isn't that one of the biggest saboteurs, though? Is the nice guy convincing himself as the mind that is the superior route in order to secure a long-term relationship? Is being a little bit hesitant and allowing her the space to become aggressive and get her feelings. And I mean, I've heard this from so many guys. Like, well, if she loved me or she interested, she would move forward. But that's not the natural nature of human sexual interaction. Men poke forward, women receive. It's not the other way around. You will have to escalate, and you should. So you should be paying attention to all those things. You do it real well in your book. You talk about that.
Yeah. I would judge my first dates off of the initial interactions with texting, and if I felt like we had good rapport with texting, because I was a single dad and I didn't have that many nights to be out and do stuff, I would go to dinner dates because I wanted to go to dinner. Like
you were just hungry. Yeah.
I was just hungry. Yeah. Because I had,
you had a fighter's appetite.
Yeah. I was on my meal plans too. So I'm eating the exact same thing all the time,
Oh yeah. Geez.
So it's boring. It's boring food. I don't go super exciting with it. So like once or twice a week, I got to eat a cheap meal, or I got to go out and eat something good at a place I hadn't been to before. So, if I had good rapport with a chick, I would go to that. If I didn't have good rapport with somebody, I would try to go drinks or coffee, especially if there was like very low engagement with those tweets. And I felt like I was trying to fight any, pulling teeth like a dentist, getting any answers or responses out of them. Like I wasn't going to waste time with somebody like that. So that was my general thing. And then by the second date, like if the first date was really successful, the second date would be, drinks or again, food, just because it got me out of the house and there's a lot of places to go and do those things. And after that, after the second date, if I haven't decided that I want to keep bringing them around, it's usually just, hey, come over. And the second date, a lot of times it's just, hey, come over.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the blessings of the COVID lockdowns was nothing was open. So
so much money saving.
It was fucking awesome. You go to the park, right? You meet them at a park, you smuggle some wine with some plastic glasses.
So romantic.
Right? And then just, chemistry test there. Second date, you're just like, hey, look, nothing's open. Why don't you come over to my house? I'll cook you dinner. Fucking bam. It was magic.
Winners figure it out. Winners will figure it out. They will always come out on top. You decide what you want to be. I personally live down the street from a bar. I'm a city kid, so I just tell her to go there. And then I have a second bar, which is quieter. And then I say, hey, you want to be my dog or something? I'm escalating the whole time. Another sneaky way you can escalate on a first date is lead her through a crowd. Grab her hand. Hey, let's get to the bar. You lead her through a crowd, and you will be surprised how tightly they hold on to your hand, right? Because she is responding biologically to your dominant presence. Like she needs that. And that's why all the hate that you see from women and all the hate that you feel for women is going to dissolve in that one moment. The moment you hold your hand out and a girl grabs it and squeezes back, you're going to be like, oh, biology, I'm back to normal. I'm touching grass. This is it. Okay, I'm going to go live my life now. And that's what guys need so much. So please give yourself the opportunity to go date. Please. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the answer to the question, it sort of depends, right? Depends on what's going on. I will say this though, if a chick's not putting out by the end of the third date, you need to cut your losses, because she's making rules for you, and it's just not gonna work out. And
yeah, you're wasting your time and money at that point.
Yeah, and you need to. I mean, even if you're trying to escalate, a lot of guys too are afraid to do any kind of escalation too, so they end up in that spot a lot. It's because you're not trying to move the needle forward,
Yeah, and this guy says boring women with compliance, nurturing, average sex are keepers. I'm like, dude, you got to spend the rest of your life with this woman. Do you really want a girl giving you average sex? Like, dude, it's the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe she'll leave you at one point, but like, let's say maybe for the next 5-10 years, do you want a woman that, like, we're not saying the extreme where a woman's a bitch throwing water bottle at you across the room or something. We're talking about like a girl that once in a while challenges you or something, and is mean, and you have the mastery to be able to deal with it. And also as a guy too, sometimes you need a little bit of banter for your relationship to be fun. Like, why do you want your girl to be boring? Are your friends boring? Like,
is this really you, Thor?
Yep, it's really me.
Yeah, that's the truest thing ever said. Maybe there's no such thing as a boring chick. You're boring. If you don't know how to get her out of her shell, and you can't get her to be exciting and to have fun and let loose, you're the problem.
Then you're an incompetent spurg.
Yes, you're incompetent. You have no experience. You have no idea what you're doing.
Right.
You need to read some books.
And women respond to stuff like crazy. Like one day my text sometimes when I was dating girls, I'd be like, hey, I just found out something. And they'd be like, and then I wait 10 minutes and be like, what? And I'd be like, hey, I think I kind of hate you. And then that's it. That would be my text. And then I would just walk away. And they would be like, what? And then send me hearts all day. What did I do wrong? They'll send me 4 TikToks. And then later in the day, I'd be like, hey, I can't wait to see you tonight. Let's hang out. And boom. And then Ryan Stone comes in.
I wanted to hear your story. Don't talk to me. It's good.
Oh, well, that's it. I just finished.
Yeah, Hey guys, how's it going? How's things?
Living the dream, pal.
Look at you. Well, every day is a good one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, just glad to see you alive.
Thanks.
Anyway, sorry, John. Sorry I was late.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
I'm still in tax shock. I've been doing taxes all week.
That's what I gotta do after this and Dragon Ship. I gotta start.
Yeah, let's all send it to Cappy. He'll do it for free.
So
Dude,
ridiculous.
used to
Cappy doesn't do his own taxes.
31st.
I gotta go do taxes, then I gotta go drive around the city and go to my class and look at all the homeless people.
Oh, nice.
Dude, it's bad here too. We went from having a little tent city in the park by my house to having like a favela. It's brutal. They actually have a security guard now. I don't know if he's protecting homeless from us or us from homeless, but he's sitting there. It's brutal.
Yeah.
They have to create jobs somehow.
When I worked in San Diego,
so they can pat themselves on the back. We created 10,000 jobs this month.
when I worked in San Diego, I worked at this the Merrill Lynch building in downtown, and at night we had to park 2 blocks down, and we had to walk by the San Diego Public Library. Well, the city said, well, after hours, homeless people can gather around city-owned businesses so they can camp out. Like we're allowing this. Well, since I had to walk by the library to get to the parking garage, I was literally walking over people that were camping all around that fucking place. It was nuts. And it was like, I working in IT, sometimes you have late hours because you have to work on computers when people aren't using them. And so I'm like at midnight, I'm walking over all these fucking drug addicts and shit. It was great. It's good times. Thank you, City of San Diego.
Yeah. Sounds great.
And
we don't have that in Texas.
Freaking out over chicks with Stanley Cups dancing to rap music.
Yeah.
I'd much rather walk over that,
Yeah. So Ryan, why do guys have an issue with girls pretending to be the main character from time to time? Why do you guys?
Oh, it's because guys want to be the main character, obviously. How dare she do what I want to do and better? All these guys want to rack up notch counts, and this girl grabs 50 in a night with that a yella gangbang thing. I don't know if you guys even know about this, but
unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, it's all these guys are like, how come girls are so much better at being men than we are? They're grabbing notches. They're dancing on things. They're the main character. I'm the main character.
What are you talking
Meanwhile,
about?
they keep thinking, well, yeah, but girls don't want that.
No.
I mean, maybe they do. Whatever.
I see like guys see it from guys that they get intimidated by a social situation like that because they wouldn't know what to do, and they'd feel like it's like a skill issue. Like for guys that understand women, they know exactly what to do in that situation. I'd be like, hey, ladies, I'm trying to pump my gas. Like, can I take a selfie with y'all? You guys look fun, but I got to pump my gas. They'd be totally cool with it. Right.
Yeah.
But for guys that have no social skills, they'd be like, oh, what do I do? I don't have the social skills, and they're proving it. Oh, and it's like for them, it's like a victory lap, like on men. Right. And then the girls are like, oh, finally some outrage bait. Now let me nail myself to the cross and I can pretend that I'm oppressed. And I'm just like, there goes the cycle. Because this happened last year, too. Wasn't there a sorority video last year? Every year there's one. There's like a big sorority video. Yeah. And then everyone's
thinking now we should go to the diesel pumps, grab the old, the old Stanley cups that are like the steel color and the green.
Yeah.
And start doing some kind of man dance at the diesel pumps while the girls are doing it by the gas pumps.
We'd get like 1/10 of the likes and clicks, but hey.
Yeah.
But
hey, if it didn't get likes, did it even happen online? Aren't they like a cheerleading squad too, though?
Maybe.
Was it a cheerleading squad?
No, they're not coordinated. They're not coordinated enough. They'd have to like cheerleaders are fit, right? Well, okay. I spoke too soon. 2024. I don't even know what's going on with sports anymore. I don't even know if cheerleaders are male or female.
Actually, when I was in high school, the cheerleaders were the ugly fat ones, and the hot ones were the pom squad. The pom squad was like our dance team. Those chicks were fucking hot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the dance team was
shout out to Evergreen High School.
Drill team, yeah.
I don't know, maybe with the way that sports are going now, that's the offensive line. It's their new shotgun play, you guys. You just gotta if you just watch it like a football play, it makes total sense.
Now I asked everyone, Ryan, like remember that black chick that was cooking or baking cereal into little balls, and then she was like making she's like the model chick that everyone's hating on.
Oh, the one where she's like, yeah, she made Oreo cookies from scratch, and she made
something like that.
Scratch.
Yeah, and like for a guy, that's be like, man, that looks nice, very nice, very nice. But it seems that pissed off the girls more than the guys. Like, what is the difference between the girls?
Makes them look
that's
bad.
the same as porn, man. That's when girls.
She's dressed nice at home. She's making food for the guy. She's taking care of kids.
She won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
and
won.
and I get it. It's performative. She's doing it for the likes. She's not doing it for her husband. She's doing it for the rules of marketing. I get that. Everybody gets that. But the girls get mad the same way they get mad at porn. Remember that unrealistic expectations critique they all throw out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember this guy Killed a Party. Hilarious one. He's like, girls are talking about the unrealistic expectations of porn, and he was showing a bunch of porn stars without makeup. It was like a mid-fest.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, it's not about the looks of girls in porn. It's about the performance.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing here. Oh,
There's-
I'm not going to pour cereal and milk for my man, let alone bake it.
Ill, yeah. I actually met one at my gym. I didn't know she was. I told the story several times in my show, and I saw her, and I would have never guessed. She looked like just a normal chick. I just saw older dudes coming up to her and say, "Hey, I know where you're from," and I'm like, "Who is this chick?" And then through the
Do I know you from somewhere?
Yeah,
That's got to be funny.
yeah, the tagged LA Fitness Instagram page. I'm like, "Hey, that's that chick I talked to the other day." And I kept going, and I found her Twitter, and I was like, "Holy shit! How does she take that thing? That thing, she's like a 5'1" Asian girl."
Yeah.
And and then I realized, like, wait, she's a normal chick. Like, she asked me to use one of her plates, or one of my plates for a set. And like, yeah, sure. And I wave, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Another gym goer. And I was just like, wait, these are normal people. They're not. And it's all about angles and stuff like that. It's just like, why are we taking social media at face value so much? Like,
Oh yeah, that's the wonderful kayfabe. That's like, remember the fappening?
Oh yeah. Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence.
happening.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Everybody was like, these actresses are the hottest people on the face of the earth, and then you watch their film reels, and you're just like,
They're so regular. Yeah.
without a professional makeup artist, without a professional lighting guy and a camera.
I've had this conversation with people before, like all the makeup stuff and whatever that they have, all the makeup tutorials and all that stuff on Instagram. Like 10 years ago, that thing got real big. And I was saying, like, this shit doesn't look good in real life.
No,
it only looks good in pictures and video.
Perfect angles,
you
filter.
get 3 feet away from them, it looks like shit. Like they look like a clown mask on their face. It does not look good. It's all
Homer, he set the makeup gun to whore.
it's all
Hey,
smoke and mirrors.
real.
Smoke and mirrors.
I worked in that basin for the last 40 years, right there in the industries, and you probably couldn't tell. You know, most of them are very low mid, even famous actors and actresses in their real life until they are on. You know.
Yeah, and the other thing is that once you like my biggest disappointment was Kate Upton, because she was in that fappening thing, and I'm like, wow, she's a hot blonde with big boobs, right? And then I realized, like, wait, the boobs were big. I didn't notice the rest of it, and I'm like, wow, she's like a regular girl that you meet at Chili's or something, a Chili's bar.
The rumor was that happened because somebody found Harvey Weinstein's phone.
Nice,
how
bro.
funny would that be?
And hacked it. And those were all those girls that were all the naked photos and all that stuff was stuff that was from him and his rapings.
Was it from him or did the girl send it to him?
Yeah, like they sent it to him or he requested them or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe that's why they decided to throw him under the bus with the Me Too things, like get some revenge. Jennifer Lawrence played Hunger Games, like the real life version. Narrowing it down to one. We're gonna get a Weinstein, Cosby, get the fuck out of here.
But weren't the chicks like? I mean, because I saw Jennifer Lawrence with another dude, like a model or something, like bent over a bed. I'm just like, whoa, like she's cute, but her body is just so like, normal. Like you were expecting more, like, but it was just like, oh, she's a regular chick with a regular body. She's just not fat.
Mid.
Yeah,
I think that's why girls get mad at that too, because like, well, Jennifer Lawrence is the hottest girl on earth, and if she's just a mid, well, what am I? It's like, relax, you're mid too. You're mid too.
We're all mid. Hey, ladies, on this podcast, we're all kind of mid.
Yeah.
So.
Is that a bad? I don't get why girls think that's a bad thing. Like, nobody says mid is bad. Mid is not ugly. Mid is not unattractive. Mid is not. Mid is like cute, nice.
Yeah, I guess
girl
you're
next
either
door want to be that.
Yeah, you're either Warlock and get lots of attention, or Margot Robbie and get lots of attention. If you're mid, you get nothing.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's it then.
Yeah.
They think that they're thinking like men with that stupid Pareto principle where it's like, well, the top 20% of chicks get all the.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They do.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Yeah.
I have a guy with a goatee that does statistics. He tells me all the time.
With a man
Fuck
bun?
that
Does he
guy.
have a man bun? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck
is there
that
another
guy.
word but man bun? Call it a wuss bun or something.
Yeah.
I hate that guy
Hey,
so much.
I got a man bun.
Yeah, but yours is different. Yours is
He-
like people get
Yeah, but
beat
you
up
can
if they
fight.
make
So
fun
if
of it.
anyone talks shit,
Yeah. Dude, I'd love that. You with the
Vikings had
tutu, a
my
man
man
bun,
bun.
and my Pink Panther
I
sweater.
have
Just
a-
like, what's
I
the
have
problem?
A Viking bun,
Oh, you got a top knot. That's not a bun.
top knot.
Yeah.
Isn't top knot supposed to be like a Spartan thing? Like, didn't the Spartans do that where they braided their hair before they went into battle?
Yeah, most of the tribal cultures would. Even Japanese would do it.
Mhm.
Nordic culture, yeah, all of them. The
I
Mohawk.
just remember.
In some sort of way, the Indians, where you're from, you probably got some of that Mohawk blood in there.
Me? No, 0%.
Okay, well,
This is like 80% British, 20% West African. I am like the American history, like right here.
yeah.
Hey, we're like 20% related because I'm like 60% West African, 20% European, and 20% Indian.
Well,
I'm-
Jot or
I'm-
feather?
I'm 0.3% North African.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. So
I'm
you
an-
can't
I
be
am a-
racist. Congratulations. You got
I'm
the N-word pass.
I'm an African American. I'm literally an African American.
Yeah.
See,
But
I was
one-
gonna figure
one
you were
drop-
one of those
I don't
guys
make
that
the
has
rules.
just enough
It's a one drop
like
rule.
Navajo blood that you get free cigarettes or something, or tax-free cigarettes.
Really?
That's the dream in Canada. You get no gas tax and no cigarette tax.
Oh, man.
yeah,
You just
John
need,
got
like,
a lot of
one-
scholarships.
Yeah, you need like that one senator, like that level of native in your blood. Warren, that's the girl.
Oh yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
So we're approaching 10 o'clock here. And I've got to get going to teach a class. So let's wrap it up. And let's hear what everybody's got going. Ryan, what's going on?
Dude, okay, Dread's out, Frames out, great books, Save Your Life, Save Your Marriage, blah, blah, blah. We're restarting the Minecraft SMP. It's going to be awesome. Get on a Digital Ryan. Anybody, we're going to bring everybody into the Discord. You started up there. Honestly, it's seasonal affective disorder in like everywhere that's not California right now. And so like, let's just play with some electronic Legos. It's perfect. It's easy. It's nice. Dave on the T-Rex Army just got monetized. So we're going to be celebrating his ability to finally start being a big time YouTuber. It's going to be great. That's it for me.
All right, Thor.
Hey, just glad to be here with my friends and going to chat it up. Come and see everybody on the Dragon ship with Paul and the crew. I'll try to show up there for a little while too. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Skull.
Paul.
Tune into the podcast Monday. My guest is one of my 3% brothers. His name is Taylor Michael Griffin. He has some beef with the red pill, so I was like, well, let's come on and talk about it. And like most people out there that have a beef with the red pill, they just don't understand it. I was like that too at first till I talked to Ryan. He set me straight. Guys, get an autographed copy of my book. Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. I'll drop a link to that in the chat.
Nuke.
What's up, guys? So yeah, I started writing my book this week. So pray for me, guys. I'm not very literate. I have
you're gonna hate it, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be painful. So it should be out maybe later this year when I'm done with it or whatever.
A cathartic experience.
Took me 2
Yes.
years to write my book, dude.
Oh Jesus, never mind, guys. I'll see you in 10 years. I'll write it in 10 years. And then shows Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've had the flu the last couple of days, so no show Thursday. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 p.m. Talk about game, red pill, and stuff. And then tomorrow, 10 a.m. Post Zero with the guys. It's like Rule Zero, but more relaxed. So yeah, catch me there. Thank you.
Alrighty. Yeah, I had a busy week doing tax stuff, so I didn't put out a lot of videos. I didn't do many streams, but I will be doing my podcast tomorrow. John Fish Knows Nothing. There are fights today, some bare knuckles. I think there's UFC, some other stuff happening. I think there's a game bred bare knuckle MMA. I think that might be interesting. I'll try to find that too. But we'll be talking about fights, and if you follow the description below, I've got a bunch of courses and stuff on Gumroad. Learn how to fight, learn some fitness stuff, all that good stuff. All right. And then we did have one last super chat. Was this Dark Knight Dev says they're just mad because half the chicks there are all mud sharks. People would.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. He can say it.
People would rather shame chicks than smash some mids. Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not.
Yeah,
not
I was
wrong.
wondering. Actually, yeah, you guys are American. Like, was that proxy racism where they're like they're dancing to that rap music? Like it hasn't been out for 50 years. Why can't they listen to good white music like jazz or rock and roll?
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah,
or something.
Which jazz and rock and roll was also appropriated
Yeah,
from black people.
So dumb.
It's 2024. Hip hop is like almost dead anyway, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, Eminem's the best rapper. It's like you guys got it.
You win.
What's that guy's that Tom? He's
the Canadian idiot.
Yeah,
I don't care.
It's so bad when like your 70-year-old mom is sending you his rap videos, and you're like, she's like, look at this guy. He really makes a lot of sense.
He
God
spits
damn it,
bars.
Oh man. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll check y'all